Hello Ponderites. Today, we embark on a journey into the captivating realm of life's origins and the fascinating question: can life emerge from simple molecules? We will explore this thought-provoking topic from the perspective of the renowned evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins, as presented in his groundbreaking book, The Selfish Gene. Dawkins, a visionary in the field of evolutionary biology, delves into the awe-inspiring concept of how life could have emerged from humble beginnings, from simple molecules to complex living organisms. So, let's unravel the mysteries of life's genesis. Billions of years ago, during Earth's early history, the planet was a vastly different place than it is today. It was a turbulent and dynamic environment, filled with inorganic molecules and chemical reactions, but devoid of any recognizable life forms. This ancient setting is often referred to as the primordial soup, a metaphorical term for the mixture of simple molecules that existed on Earth's surface and in its atmosphere. Within this primordial soup, chance collisions between different types of molecules could have occurred. These collisions might have led to the formation of more complex chemical compounds. In some cases, these compounds may have possessed the unique ability to create copies of themselves, essentially self-replicating. This notion forms the foundation of Richard Dawkins' perspective on the earliest origins of life. Dawkins suggests that the first agents of life's inception were not living organisms as we know them today. Instead, he proposes the concept of inorganic replicators. These inorganic replicators were simple molecules that could undergo a self-replication process, creating identical or similar copies of themselves. While not alive in the traditional sense, these replicators possess the fundamental characteristic of life: the ability to reproduce and pass on their instructions to future generations of replicators. This notion is quite profound because it challenges the traditional idea that life must arise solely from biological entities. Inorganic replicators represent a fascinating possibility that the first sparks of life may have emerged from a chemical process, gradually evolving into more complex replicators and eventually giving rise to the diverse array of life forms we see today. While the specifics of how these inorganic replicators formed and interacted in the primordial soup are still speculative and subject to ongoing scientific research, the idea of life originating from simple molecules opens up a world of possibilities in our understanding of the origins of life on Earth. But how does replication occur in these inorganic molecules? The key lies in their chemical properties and the ability to create copies of themselves, much like the genes in living organisms. As these replicators proliferated, they paved the way for a gradual increase in complexity and the emergence of more advanced replicators. The journey from simple inorganic replicators to the intricate world of genes is a captivating story of gradual complexity and evolution. Let's delve into how these initial replicators paved the way for the development of genes, the fundamental units of life's genetic information. In the primordial soup, the inorganic replicators faced a dynamic and ever-changing environment. As chance collisions continued to occur, some replicators may have undergone changes or mutations during the replication process. These mutations introduced variations in the replicator's structure or function, creating a diverse pool of replicators with slightly different properties. Within this diverse pool, certain replicators may have exhibited advantages over others. Perhaps they were more efficient at self-replication or more stable under environmental conditions. These advantageous replicators had a higher likelihood of producing more copies of themselves and outcompeting others in the primordial soup. As generations of replicators reproduced, the ones with advantageous traits gradually became more prevalent in the population. This process, known as natural selection, acted as a driving force for increasing complexity and refinement. The more complex replicators were more successful at survival and replication, leading to a trend towards higher complexity over time. In time, the replicators with the most complex and stable structures became the precursors to what we now recognize as genes. Genes are segments of DNA that contain instructions for building proteins and regulating various biological processes in living organisms. They serve as the carriers of genetic information from one generation to the next. The transition from simple replicators to genes involved a significant leap in complexity and functionality. Genes are not just capable of self-replication, they also interact with other molecules, carry out specific functions, and govern the development and functioning of living organisms. As the first genes emerged, they became instrumental in shaping the evolution of life. The genetic information they carried provided a blueprint for the development of more complex organisms. Over time, the interplay of genes and natural selection gave rise to the staggering diversity of life forms we see today. This captivating journey from inorganic replicators to genes is a testament to the power of evolution, driven by the principles of natural selection and the interplay of chance and adaptation. It showcases the incredible potential inherent in simple molecules and the remarkable complexity that can emerge from seemingly humble beginnings. In Richard Dawkins' groundbreaking book, The Selfish Gene, he introduces the concept of genes being selfish, a term used in a metaphorical sense rather than a literal one. It's essential to understand this metaphorical context to appreciate the fascinating perspective Dawkins offers. When we refer to genes as selfish, we are attributing a characteristic of self-interest to them. In the context of the primordial soup, these early replicators had one primary goal: to survive and replicate. Their selfishness lies in their inherent drive to produce as many copies of themselves as possible, ensuring their continued existence in the ever-changing and competitive environment. Within the primordial soup, replicators faced limited resources and space. The replicators that possessed advantageous traits for efficient replication had a better chance of outcompeting others in the struggle for survival. As they multiplied and passed on their advantageous traits to their descendants, the population of these replicators gradually increased, while less efficient replicators struggled to keep up. Over time, the process of natural selection came into play. It acted as a filter, favoring replicators with advantageous traits and weeding out those with less favorable characteristics. This process led to the evolution of more intricate and sophisticated replicators, each generation building upon the successes and improvements of its predecessors. As complexity increased, replicators became more adept at surviving and replicating, and their efficiency in doing so further solidified their selfish nature. The drive to replicate and survive continued to shape the evolutionary path, giving rise to more complex organisms in later stages of life's development. It's crucial to emphasize that when we refer to genes as selfish, we are not attributing human-like emotions or intentions to them. The term selfish, in this context, is a metaphorical way to describe their inherent drive for replication and survival, characteristics that have played a fundamental role in shaping the evolution of life. In this captivating dance of replication and selection, the blueprint for life's complexity was laid. The simple replicators eventually paved the way for the emergence of the first living organisms, the ancestors of all life forms that inhabit our planet today. While Dawkins' perspective sheds light on the origins of life through the lens of replicators, it also underscores the remarkable interconnectedness of all living beings. From simple molecules to the breathtaking diversity of life we see around us, every organism on Earth carries a thread of common ancestry. As we delve into the depths of life's origins, we are reminded of the intricate dance of chemistry and evolution that shaped the remarkable tapestry of life on Earth. So, let us embrace the wonders of science and exploration as we continue our quest to understand life's intricate beginnings.